Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to brace yourselves, because the Persona powder keg is about to blow. With the all but guaranteed upcoming release of Persona 4's remake, we find ourselves once again at the precipice, looking onto a fast approaching battlefield decades in the making. The seeds of fan disputes were sown long ago, and after all this time they are finally ready to bloom into deadly flowers of discourse. I am of course speaking about the resurrection of the former kings, a holy gust set to fuel the prideful flames of fandom. The end of peacetime in the Persona fanbase and the beginning of a predestined civil war. The question is, to which camp does your fealty reside? Over the years since our major powers first appeared, they've all spent their own time in the sun, each amassing their own strong and powerful factions. The first to reach royalty was the often misunderstood Emo Jesus. An introverted, stoic and somewhat melancholic individual known to be a lover of music, food and, of course, his friends. In many ways, he is to this day the protagonist most similar to his people. He gained his following with his dark yet emotionally devastating and poignant tale about the nature of death, grief and acceptance, ultimately becoming the person most mainline SMT fans and otherwise edgy boys decided to call their champion. The next man to claim the throne was the affable Golden Child. Despite looking serious in appearance, he's an exceptionally laid-back leader and very much more of a social creature when compared to his Persona 3 counterpart.
I'm the king.
This family man managed to rise to prominence despite being surrounded by murder, self-doubt by way of his friends, and most especially betrayal during his short time in the idyllic town of Inaba. Yet amongst these oppressive circumstances, he and his Scooby gang met the challenges they faced with an unwavering hope. He kept his moral compass well within his sight, never falling to hatred or despair, even when none would blame him. All the while retaining an air of innocence and whimsy you'll be hard-pressed to find anywhere else. Finally, we come to the current ruler, the exiled phantom thief. A confident and intelligent man, he has a strong sense of justice and a penchant for the theatrical. With his good looks, style and charm, he instantly stole the hearts of the entire Atlas populace. And for almost 10 years, that's where those hearts remained. His keen eye for aesthetics and unrivaled taste in music enraptured the minds of large portions of the main continent of JRP gamers, thus pushing the name Persona into a new era. An era of prosperousness and notoriety, eventually resulting in Persona gaining the attention of the feral tribe known to us only as normies. The impact that Joker had on us all cannot be understated. His arrival sent shockwaves across the globe, of which will still be felt for years to come. His ability to surprise and overall competence in all aspects of being allowed him to amass a power we thought previously unimaginable. This power wielded by Joker and the Knights of Ren have dwarfed that of the other combatants, and any type of insurrection or uprising have up until recently seemed impossible. But with time, all great empires fall, and all dynasties come to an end.
Boy, if you don't get your squiggly diggly head.
The skirmishes thus far between our three groups have been at best exercises in limited warfare, with Persona 5's sheer numbers and state-of-the-art technology leaving P3 and P4 looking practically archaic by comparison, reducing any acts of rebellion by the two factions to petulant cries made by PS2 old heads salty about the P5 machine's success. But Persona 4 Golden coming to Steam changed everything. Followed on by the release of Persona 3 Reload, there was finally a threat to the established order. For the first time since he snatched his throne back in 2016, the most recently anointed king finds himself met with level and worthy challenges. How has this happened, some of you may be asking? In the time spent since his ascendancy, he has slowly lost ground to his competitors due to a series of subtle and slight missteps. Even before the rejuvenation, Joker was steadily losing territory. The second incarnation of his royalness seemed a worthy successor at first, but over the years the effectiveness of the third semester has been deemed insufficient by an ever-increasing number of the fanbase, of which argue that his previous form was the truer of the two. Another contributor to the questioning by the people on the reign of Joker has been his omnipresence, with the endless sequels and crossover events. Pair that with the long wait for his heir and you end up with complete global oversaturation. In all fairness, Narukami also suffered a similar amount of time before the emergence of Ren. However, the purgatory that was being abandoned on the PS Vita, an extremely early announcement of Persona 5 stopped you from ever overstaying his welcome. Whilst this division has been growing, so too was the strength of the other parties. Joker to many is considered a king past his prime, whereas nobody ever grew tired of Yu Narukami, nor did they of Makoto Yuki. So with all our players gathered on the same platform with modern releases, gone will be the biggest limiters stopping this conflict from being resolved, like graphics or lack of quality of life features. Now, we as fans will be able to take up our positions in this fight and finally get to answer the questions we've always had. Like, is Persona 5 still considered to have the best gameplay? Is Teddy more annoying than Morgana? Which minigame is the least likely to make you fall into a coma? Did the series really peak with evokers? Is the Ken romance still the worst thing they ever did? You know, we don't need to answer that one. These are just a taste of the potential arguments about to resurface, and I can't wait. This civil war will be monumental, as with all the surface level interference is gone and no aces left to play. Our three heroes will stand against each other for the last time and will finally be able to crown the true king of Persona. Enemies will be made, friends will be lost, but if we will not stand up and state our case before ourselves and God, then it will be we who have succumbed to our own shadows. And hey, you never know. It may just be that within the ashes, with the score ultimately settled, new challenges, or even perhaps long since forgotten ones, can emerge. I mean, that's what should happen, but let's be honest, we can't even decide which version of the game's the best, so fuck it, never mind, go play Expedition 33 or something, nerds. If you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you. You are a true G. For the most part, I was taking the piss. But let's hope Persona 6 truly is the great unifier, and we can all get along going forward. But more importantly, remember to like and subscribe.